there have been times where I would have said, I feel that we probably have overstayed our welcome, but this isn't one of them. I think we've been fortunate enough to maybe be naive and tenacious enough to stick around and be able to put out a record like this. I think that pretty much since Brooks came in the band, every record has been something that I would be okay with ending on. This record in particular is like, okay, if this was the last thing we ever did, I'm totally fine with that.
The map maker's legend has direction and a key. Accepted explanation, but what good is it to me?
I think we all realize that if we don't all agree with something, then there's no real point in doing it. And you know, throughout the years, we've kind of had our struggles, we've had our uprisings, mutinies. But at the end of the day, it always comes out that we've realized that one person in the band might have an idea for a direction, but it might not be the best direction. It might be what they want to do, but it doesn't necessarily suit the band. And you know, six heads really are better than one. And if you keep an open mind and talk to everybody in the band and really feel, well, how do we all feel about this? It works the best.
I can't see the rationality. The world's not my responsibility.
Every song should be less than 2 minutes. Strip it down. Yeah. We sort of broke that rule because not every song is less than 2 minutes. But the ideology of returning to that structure of just like, look, just get rid of all the shit, cut the crap. And I think that really worked because it was constraining, and in that sense, it gave you a beginning and an end. And I think when you're a creative person with a beginning and no end in sight, it's overwhelming. You have too many options. Well, let's take one of those options away and say you have to end this in 2 minutes. It worked.
When I find you
The song is sort of about finding your direction, and you know, for Greg, it's that not listening to what people tell you to do, listening to what you want to do. And Greg and I were talking, and I said the funny thing about True North is it's actually not what the compass says. It's a little, you know, a few degrees off. And I've always thought that was, you know, now in the sense of this song, it's sort of like even that's funny because True North isn't real north. It's a little off. And we both thought that was actually kind of the ironic part of it. When you find True North, that's like you'll realize that it's not even what you think it is. It's a little bit off from even where you want to go. Don't follow the compass. Follow your gut and your heart.
happiness isn't there for me, or maybe I'll edge closer to the source.
Hopefully the songwriting has matured a little bit and we've sort of learned our instruments a little better maybe. But, you know, realistically, I think we're kind of the same band that we were in 1980. You know, we're just a group of guys who have these emotions and find some sort of odd conquest in the ability to put a lifetime worth of emotions in a 2-minute punk rock song. And so I think we're that same band. When we put out Suffer in 1988, people liked it, and the general consensus was, we'll never do better. So we went in the studio and did No Control. People said, that was great, you'll never do better than that. And we went in the studio to make Against the Grain, and that was the time where we really beat ourselves up hard. Like we fought, not with each other, but we fought to make it this perfect record. And Brett just almost had a nervous breakdown, and it was sort of this crazy struggle, and we all sat down and said, let's not do this ever again. Let's not try to live up to expectations. Let's not compare A to B. Let's just do what we do, and we'll be happy with it, because as long as we like it, who cares? That's really the bottom line.
Contemplate the randomness. When the mind is willing, it gets downright perilous.
We've never, ever, and this is, in the entire existence of the band, as far out as we go is maybe like a month. Because who knows? You can't really go like, oh, well, next year we're not gonna be here. So we try not to do that, and I think that we've sort of benefited from that by not trying to put too much on the band to be the most important thing in our lives. The band is a hobby like playing pickup hockey. And as long as we look at it like that, then we'll always be okay doing it. But the minute that we start saying, the band is the most important thing in the world, then it becomes overwhelming, and you end up resenting it. Even every night that we go on stage, Greg and I will laugh and go like, this last show, it's a 50% joke, because there's 50% that says it might be. Maybe we're all standing on stage and we just go, I don't want to do this anymore. That after a show last night, I'm relishing the next show because that was really fantastic. You get into a 9-month tour cycle, and you're just kind of like, I don't want to do this.